Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ari, and today we're going to have some more stories about our toxic life. But before we start, it would be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to my channel, like the video, if you enjoy it, and maybe leave a comment down below. These simple clicks would mean a lot to the future of this channel and really reward the effort that I put in every day. And now without further ado, let's go. Today's first story. In the story, after 8 years of marriage, OP discovers their wife's secret relationship through an email confirming her switch to another man's phone plan. Shocked, they join social media to investigate and find their wife celebrating a 2-year dating anniversary with the other man. Confronted, the wife admits she saw it as a business arrangement to pay off debt. An argument ensues, leading to her leaving for her dad's house, leaving her car behind. Realizing her deception, he contacts the AP, revealing the truth. He agrees to confront her and learns about her lies and financial manipulation. They move her car, leaving her stranded. Eventually, they divorce, and the wife faces consequences. Now let's get into the story. My wife 38 and I 40 celebrated our 8-year wedding anniversary. That was the last fond memory I have of us because after that, I became aware of her secret relationship. I wasn't very fond of social media or people, so I didn't have any accounts like that. I know it might be hard to believe. If it makes you feel better, I made one for the purpose of investigating my wife's activities. I got an email the week after our 8-year wedding anniversary that confirmed my wife's decision to move her phone number from our phone plan to AP's. It named the account her line was added to, which included AP's name. My vision started spinning. I joined Facebook and looked up his profile. It turned out he just celebrated a 2-year dating anniversary with my wife. I could not believe what I was looking at. It was like an alternate reality where my wife never met me. She had all this time and trust without me watching her. To leave our home and live a second life with this guy, I felt betrayed and worthless. I took screenshots of the profile and the confirmation email. I presented these to my wife when she arrived home from her sister's. So she said it was hard for her to speak because the proof was right in front of her. She was dating another man for 2 years, bragging about it on Facebook and convincing her family that he was the same man she told them she married. We just had an on-again, off-again relationship. It made no sense. She started sobbing and told me she seriously regretted it. But he was helping her pay back student loans and improve her credit, which would ultimately help us. I told her that didn't make up for her sleeping with him. I was screaming at this point. Almost 10 years of my life was wasted on her. She told me it was purely a business scheme to her and she only considered him a friend. She said it wasn't her fault he took her so seriously and pronounced their love on Facebook. I told her she was blind and stupid if she couldn't admit she was taking advantage of this man and me. She was only looking out for herself and didn't care how either of us would feel if we knew the other existed. She looked ashamed, but she just asked me if this meant she had to leave. I told her to get out and called her a cheating pile of dirt. So she left, but she only walked the 20 minutes walk to her dad's house. She didn't take her car, which sat in the driveway parked behind my car in the garage. She took her car keys and 2 bags of belongings with her. I tried calling her the next day when I realized she didn't drive but had her keys and she didn't answer. I tried over and over, but she only texted with, "You couldn't forgive me, so now you have to live without me no matter how hard it is." I only replied by asking why she left her car in my driveway. This is when it dawned on me that I hadn't contacted AP, even though I most definitely could. My wife was probably getting rides around town from him, and she just wanted me to be inconvenienced and slower to leave her because I couldn't drive anywhere. Well, I fixed that really quickly. I sent him proof of our marriage, anniversary, date, and everything and waited for things to happen. He freaked out and asked me if he could come to talk to me. I agreed. He came to my house and we spoke in the front yard. He said he was supposed to go get her from her dad's that very night, but he had no idea she was married. I told him he could have her if he wanted, but yes, she was a cheater and she would probably cheat on him too. As soon as she got bored or felt like getting new attention. I pointed out her car parked behind mine and he freaked out again. She was caught in another lie. He said she told him her car was being fixed and she needed a $1,000 from him for repairs. My jaw dropped. She was lying to him for money. I don't know why I was as surprised as I was. So AP helped me jack up her car and move it to a no parking zone. Then we coasted her. She was stuck at her dad's house with no response from either of us. She finally walked to my house to find that her car was missing, and she couldn't get inside because I took back her key. She banged on the door and cried. She yelled out questions like why wouldn't I answer her? Where was her car? Why was this happening? And other things. I thought about calling the police, but her dad came by and told her to get in his car. She did. Reluctantly. She eventually found her car in the possession of a towing company. She had to pay a ton of money to get it back, and her dad made her get a job at McDonald's to learn something about privilege and respect. She isn't happy, but I'm relieved. The divorce was easy, which was great because I was already going through enough emotionally. I know she has no dating life. With her dad hovering over her and on a part-time McDonald's income at 38 years old, I'm hoping men are spared the fate of courting her. Today's second story. In this story, OP placed a voice recorder in their wife's car and discovered evidence of her infidelity, including plans to leave the marriage for her affair partner. The protagonist initially considered a vengeful approach but later chose to pursue a divorce with terms favoring child custody and support arrangements. Despite the emotional turmoil, the protagonist remains committed to the divorce, citing the slow healing process from the betrayal. Now let's get into the story. When the intimacy between me and my wife ended, I posted on the Dead Bedroom sub to find out what was going on. I received great support from the community, which led me to put a voice recorder in her car. Now I have proof that our problems were not caused by the reason she tells everybody that I'm basically not enough. She does all the work around the house, etc. It's the old-fashioned pure cheating. It started in September of last year. Right now she doesn't want to spend a moment with me around the apartment we rent. She always has stuff to do and goes to her parents or friends. The recording tells it all. She mentions that she loves him and that she wants to visit him and have intimate with him. She also told him that she will be his wife and that she'll leave me soon. Point is, she doesn't know that I know. All her family and friends don't know. They just think we have a temporary crisis. She is one of 3 sisters, Catholic, and goes to church every Sunday. We live in a small town about 20,000 people. I feel like she will file for divorce very soon. I can see she is suffering with me in the apartment and she can't handle it anymore. Her body language and total lack of any conversation shows it. She wants me out soon so that there will be some time when I'm gone. And then within 2 years the affair partner will move to the small town to live with her in our house and my 2 little boys. In the recording she mentioned she will give him 2 years to come back to our country. People will understand that she needs a father for her kids and won't complain. The affair partner is her first boyfriend. They were together for 7 years before she married me. We are 9 years together. We are 9 years together. The affair partner is living abroad but visits our country frequently. Update: I met with the attorney and learned some significant things. It turned out going the burn her world way would not be so smart. The reason for that is that we have kids and I have to co-parent with her for the next 15 to 16 years. Another reason is I have a lot of respect for her family and I don't want to get them involved in the divorce as witnesses. After our conversation, the attorney sent her papers. They were set to be delivered right after Easter in Poland. It lasts 2 days. Here. It was Sunday and Monday. Yesterday, Tuesday, I had a day off work and I was taking care of my 1-year-old son. She went to work to the capital city 1 hour away. In the meantime, my brother helped me take all my stuff from the apartment and put it in his car. The postman delivered the divorce paper so we could divide everything like civilized people and divorce amicably. The paper states that she is in a relationship with this guy first and last name and it's the reason the divorce will happen. The evidence I have will serve as leverage when establishing child support, etc. When she entered the house, I told her that I know everything and had irrefutable proof. I'm deeply wounded by it and she needs to contact my lawyer. Then I gave her the divorce papers and left to visit her parents. Of course she started asking what I know and denied everything. Her parents were in shock, but believe me, I recorded it all, just like my attorney ordered me to do. It started with my questions. If they think I'm a good, caring husband and father her, they approved and now she can't use them as witnesses against me in court. Like I said, they believed me and understood it's a horrible thing she's done and she destroyed everyone's life. I thanked them for understanding and went to the capital city. In the meantime, I called one friend and he took care of distributing the news to her friends. 2 hours later, my brother-in-law called me and informed me that she admitted she's been cheating on me with the affair partner, but she didn't admit to actually having intimate with him. He informed me that everybody is on my side and she destroyed our family. He told me her sister visited my soon-to-be ex-wife and told her how evil she is. But in the end he told me that everything can be saved, that he also cheated on his wife. She forgave him and now they are very happy. Then her father called and also admitted that it's completely her fault and she doesn't realize what she's done. He told me the affair partner will never enter his house and that he will stop financially helping the soon-to-be ex-wife. He even called the affair partner but he didn't pick up. In the end, he said he believes it can be saved. Finally, her other sister sent me a text telling me that she fully supports me, but again, she believes it can be saved. I don't like that at all because I don't believe it can be saved. I'm positive about it. I'm afraid they will cling to the fact that I don't have some sort of intimacy tape of them and my reasons are not enough to leave her. I have recordings of her saying sexual things to her affair partner. Here's another update. Many of you told me that now that the papers have been served, she is going to start crawling back in order to save her face in front of the family and to get me back because she needs a lot of help with our 2 little boys. Well, it happened. She started writing to me on the Messenger app. All of the messages were a variation of "I can't imagine my life without you, I love you and only you. We're waiting for you and love you very, very much." And that is it. It's been 5 weeks and she hasn't called me once and hasn't visited me once. She had many occasions literally driving by my parents' house where I currently reside, only messenger texts. So far, her family has started to communicate with me much more frequently. Her father called me twice. Her mother sent me a dozen texts with some links to Christian pages where they teach about forgiveness. Her one sister texted me and told me she's very sorry and it's all because my wife has been possessed by some evil spirit. Her other sister expressed how my wife ruined our family and doesn't expect me to come back to her. My brother-in-law even came over and took me out for a beer. He wasn't trying to be persuasive at all, just light conversation about what happened and what will happen in the future if I won't come back. Basically all of these talks were like, "We can't believe she did what she did. We would like you to come back to her, but we understand if you won't do it." However, the day arrived when I made up my mind and my lawyer told her lawyer that I decided that I'm not able to forgive her infidelity and I want a divorce. My lawyer presented my terms of the divorce and now we're waiting for her lawyer's response. While I'm waiting for their answer, her sister started blaming me and literally told me that I'm going to kill this marriage. She stated very clearly that it was my wife who started all this by being very selfish. But right now she is very sorry. She's crying and wishing she could turn back time. Now it is me who is selfish and who will kill the marriage by divorcing her. It is on me now because I could cancel the divorce and just come back to my kids. She told me I wouldn't need to come back for my wife's sake, but rather for my kids. She also told me that I'm full of anger and that it will just evolve over time, and then said I should just suck it up and continue living with my wife. Seems like they now have this kind of narrative in which I'm the bad guy who is abandoning my kids. I was thinking to destroy this argument by presenting my terms of getting back together, which she won't agree on. Most likely I don't love her, but I would do it for the kids because I love them immensely. No marriage, just partnership, separate finances. She leaves her hometown and moves with the kids to the capital city where I live. GPS in the car till she stops driving in her old age. Daily phone check. All that after I get my 7 months of dates with random girls. I would also not hesitate to cheat during the relationship and never tell her. If she finds out there is no marriage. Anyway, I don't care. What do you think? It's just an idea, nothing serious. I probably won't do it anyway, but don't have any other idea to shut the family's mouth about me abandoning the kids. In Poland, small children like ours have to be near their mother in case of a divorce. I can't have them since she lives in a small town 1 hour away from me. And we can't share the kids 50-50. I will be in every other weekend, dad with all access, whenever I want. Additionally sad and painful, but it is what it is. Here's one final update. Our attorneys finally came into an agreement and the divorce will happen shortly. She is taking the unfinished house and the mortgage is exclusively hers now. The house is for the kids. I don't want anybody to tell me in the future that I caused the selling of the house as part of my revenge for her infidelity. However, I am taking what I put in it and that amount is not bad at all. The child support amount is not bad either. Plus, we agreed that she will be dropping the kids off at my place in the capital city every other weekend. I'll just have to drive them back now. I see my kids almost every weekend, but it is not enough for me. It causes me so much pain that I can't handle it sometimes. I just can't allow for my 1- and 3-year-old boys to live without a father because of a woman who can't behave. I just wish I could have them. But that's not possible because of the law in Holland. I will have to start driving there in the middle of the week or something to survive. As for her, she keeps messaging me that she loves me, wishes she could turn back time and that she is suffering because of her deeds every day. She softened to a point when she even told me that she no longer thinks checking her phone would be treating her like garbage. She told me we could move out of the small town to the capital city. She agreed to tell me everything about the affair, every detail of it, if I'll take her back. She came to my parents and apologized. Something must have changed. Somebody must have told her something. She's willing to do everything now and actually showing some remorse. Last time she messaged me this. Thank you for not selling the house and ending it with me. AMA, agreeing to our terms also means accepting the divorce. I will have to agree in court. But let me just tell you that it will not be true. I don't want this divorce and love you very much. I know you don't believe it and I understand it. But I want you to know that I hope I will have a chance to prove my love to you one day. I love you and I'm sorry for everything. There are no words to express how I regret all this. Things like that sway me and don't help me with the healing process. I would be a liar if I told you her words don't affect me. The vision of my boys growing up in the capital city instead of the small town is tempting. I really believe she has a hard time alone with 2 small boys. But she did what she did. She cheated and ruined it all. I thought it was going to be better with time, but the wound heals very slowly. You gave me a ton of reassurance that I'm doing the right thing. And I know I am, even though it's hard.